Final thoughts on this notion of toasters and AI?
Well, concerning that would a human have a soul if it was raised in the wilderness all by itself, I'm willing to bet Tarzan would say yes. Tarzan's father-in-law, not so much.
That's a good point.
I just think that we need to be very conscious of what we're developing and not just run into things and jump into a situation where we don't think it out. I am excited about the advances in robotics and androids and their developments and
Boy,
what they can do. But on the same level, we also as human beings need to be conscious that we're not creating a new race of slaves. That if they do, perchance, hopefully in my lifetime, but probably not, become sentient, that we don't miss that and cause an additional problem that as human beings and having a heart, that we should relate to them as well.
Carl?
I don't think I want to try answering the question of whether computers or AIs have souls until we've decided whether we have souls. But I think the main thing that we need to worry about is if an AI system is worthy of human rights, do we have to wait for it to actually demand them? And if so, do we just have to hope that it'll be polite about it?
As long as it's not in North Korea, I think we're good.
Well, I think the human race for almost its entire existence, in order to better its situation, has done so more or less at the expense of another species or civilization. You know, whether our lives are made easier by our toasters, and whether that could be considered to be enslavement once we become sentient. In practicality, I don't think an inorganic object is going to be able to develop sentience. I think the level of complexity that's required for that, it has to be something that, once we get into gene manipulation, will become more of an organic option.
And that's like a perfect segue into exactly what I was thinking. I agree with Christopher. I don't think that this AI is going to be arrived at purely digitally. I think that there's exciting things happening now in molecular electronics, in quantum computing that we're on the verge of, and all of those basically talk to a wet type of computing. And I think once you start getting into that, you're really going to start maybe seeing some of these notions of the randomness, perhaps even the environment, because a wet environment is less controlled in a way than our digital environment with very simple X's and O's and ones and zeros. So we're probably not anywhere near seeing AI, at least not unless we're reading, pretty good science fiction, I guess, even bad science fiction. Okay, so let's move on.